Greetings, community. It's Kevin of NCBD Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, 6/28, 2023. This is the last Wednesday of the month, and we're halfway through the year. Jeez. Huh. I'm going to think about this after I do the show. So, hey, what I want to talk about is my most anticipated reads, and it's not a huge list, but that same point, it's not that tiny either. We're going to start it off with by saying, hey, as always, dude, I appreciate you, buddy. You the man. And yeah, other than that, I appreciate everyone else who drops by, checks it out, even takes a moment just to say, hey, appreciate it. Liked what you're saying. Didn't realize that book was coming out. If you dig what you're saying, if you even remotely like it, hit a like, possibly even subscribe. If nothing else, come back next week and do the same thing all over again. But let's start it off with Dark Horse, Blue Book, issue number 5. Now, this is a story that's written by James Tynion, and it was inspired by Project Blue Book, and is one of the stories within the actual storyline Project Blue Book stories. This one, yeah, I really feel bad for these people, and like, I mean, regardless if this actually transpired or not, they believe it did. And at the same point, oh my God, these poor people went through some stuff. And that's why I really like this book, because this is based off actual, again, aspects that was put in the Project Book, Blue Book, that was done by the military. I'm just saying, this was really wild stuff, and I'm digging it. Very appreciate you being here, buddy. So again, Dark Horse, Project Blue Book, or in the case of this, Blue Book, issue number 5, finishes out the storyline and the whole arc aspect of this. I sure hope they bring this back, because I'm really digging this book. Let's move out from the Dark Horse place and cruise over to the IDW Publishing, and let's say, hey, Christina, appreciate you being here. Let's dance it. And because IDW is coming out with TMNT / Usagi Yojimbo, that's right. This Where When issue number 4 and the whole story arc in general is something I'm really anticipating. It almost made my top list, but just got inched out just a little bit, and you'll see what that is a little bit later. Now, again, TMNT / Usagi Yojimbo, well, they've done crossovers before, and we kind of cruised back in the same time period of what it was in that first time we got to see these two, in the sense of the crossovers, come together. I'm really digging it because for me, it's very nostalgic. So I know this is that penultimate thing. It's the second to the last. So it's starting to almost bring a tear to my eye, but that's not going to stop me from enjoying issue number 4 when it comes out tomorrow. Moving out from there, we're going to talk about, well, another TMNT story is Last Ronin, Lost Years, issue number 4. Same kind of situation here. Actually, identical. And even more so because, see, this one really tugs at my heartstrings. I really thoroughly enjoy this storyline of this arc, probably more than even the first one. And the reason why is it seems like the story is told from more of an emotional standpoint, more of a pulling on the heartstrings. You can see all the compassion, you can see all the love, and you can see the future generation try to be protected from, well, themselves and the world abound. So, yeah, again, I'm still talking about a comic, and I'm really loving this one in particular. TMNT, Last Ronin, Lost Years, issue number 4 comes out tomorrow. So, highly recommend it. Moving out from the IDW side, let's cruise it over to Marvel. Marvel's giving us, well, another Amazing Spider-Man story, and this one is issue number 28. I'm telling you, this was probably the two present Spider-Man stories that are out are my two favorite ongoing Spider-Man stories that has been out in the probably past 5 years. Seriously, as an ongoing storyline, these two are awesome. So again, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 28 comes out tomorrow, and I'm digging this. You know what's been going on with Black Cat and Mary Jane, and yeah, it's really cool. It's what I like of an Amazing Spider-Man story. So, moving out from that Amazing Spider-Man and cruising over to the Ghost Rider place. Ghost Rider's another one that's also been tugging on the heartstrings and talking about a lot of love. And what I mean by that, he's finally got a love interest that's lasted a lot longer than I thought she would. I I thought they would either have killed her off or, someone would have transpired where, this character would end up leaving by now, and she hasn't. I'm really digging this character, and I hope she stays a lot longer. So if you're not, if you're remotely interested in a Ghost Rider story, and somewhat more than just something that's just terrorizing a bunch of bad people and showing them their own sins, this is actually one with sin and love. I know I'm getting a little gushy, and I just realized how much love I've been talking about in all these preview reviews. But that's what's been going on with a lot of Marvel stories of late. Now that I think about it, at least the way I've been reading them. Hey, again, moving out from Ghost Rider issue number 15, we're gonna move over to the Silver Surfer Ghostlight issue number 5. This is another one that finishes out this story arc line, and what I've really been digging about this is they've been bringing an old character, reintroducing, and making me fall in love with a character that I just did it again. Make me appreciate a character that I never knew before. And I think most of us never really got to know because they killed off this character so early in way back in the 60s, I believe. Marvel, don't write this character out. I'm digging a whole nother Ghost Rider, character. I mean, this character, I think, just broadens the whole Marvel universe as far as what a Ghost Rider could be. Kind of like, anybody can wear the mask of Spider-Man type thing. I don't know. What I'm really digging is I really like this new Ghost Rider. I've always thought Norrin Rad was a little sterile, and this one is nothing but just emotion. Wears everything on his sleeve, and it's not afraid. I don't know. That's just the way I'm reading it. Again, wow, I can't believe where I'm at. So I've really been digging this whole Silver Surfer Ghostlight issue number 5, and like I said, it finishes it out. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's been really good so far. So hey, wrap it up good, and we're gonna wrap over to the Warlock Rebirth issue number 3. I never knew much about this character, and when I've been reading this series, forced me to buy the original stuff, meaning first original storyline of the character. I couldn't buy the Cocoon stuff, but I bought some reprint stuff, and I really find this character fascinating in the sense of I never knew that way back when they were talking about artificial and putting in basically human emotions into this all-knowing being, which was a computer, and they're throwing in the little gem thing. And yeah, I'm really digging this character. The fact that how they introduce that character and it's been getting its ass kicked for the past 2 issues, like, really, this is how you're going to bring this character back? But I've been digging it. It's been like, wow, this is, to me, again, what it's been really cool. It's been fascinating to me. It's a character I never knew before. And by catching up from the past stuff and reading anew, I've been able to appreciate it. So that's why Warlock Rebirth issue number 3 is pretty high up there on that list for me. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about Thor issue number 35 because why? There's an origin tale that's here that I'm dying to check out. Seriously, I don't want to ruin what the origin tale is really about, but I've been digging the story overall. Now, they have been going through what? I think we've gotten over 5 different writers in this whole series so far. It's like anybody that can write can have a shot at this one. But I've been digging, though. It's been actually rather cool. I mean, there's been no time that I've been going, why am I reading this? It's been more of, wait, what's going on again? And after I catch up, I get it. I really do. Overall, the story's been pretty cool. Again, that's what I'm saying. It's been one of my most anticipated reads. Especially, like I said, this one in particular, because we're getting an origin tale that I've been really wondering how this character came to be and more. I've been wanting to know more about this character. So here it is, issue number 35 from Thor. But overall, what we've been here waiting to see is my Blue Light special. That's for me. I'm just saying. Carnage Reigns Omega issue number 1. That's my Blue Light special. Why? This ends the storyline. This whole story arc, which is almost kind of launching this aspect of the Carnage symbiote Summers part. And Carnage, in my opinion, has been the visceral symbiote that we all fell in love with early on in the 90s. Carnage is just terrorizing and tearing apart. 2-3 years, Carnage has been doing some cool stuff. And I've been really, you know what? I just realized that. And I've been really totally falling in love with Carnage stuff. I am a total Carnage nut. Carnage is awesome. Carnage writers who end up writing Carnage, I think, also find that there's a lot more depth and just something going out there and ripping things apart. There's methodicism. There is almost a sickening aspect that we see about these serial killers are out there, and we get to see it written into a universe that affects more than just people as single aspects, but as a universal whole. And what I think that does is, in my opinion, allow us to understand and appreciate one another a little better. And when we read these things in like news and stuff like that, allow us some type of a simile for it, something like a metaphor from what we read in our books to understand and appreciate what others are going through, regardless if it affects us directly or not. Huh. Didn't think I'd go there, but that's where I went. Seriously, Carnage Reigns Omega issue #1 finishes out a storyline, a story arc that sets up for the rest of the summer. That's just, in my opinion, going to be nothing less than Carnage. And that's it for me. Entropy. Thank you for watching.